Welcome in everybody to yet another VSG video. This time I'm going to show you guys how I am preparing for my pre-op diet. It's going to be a crazy diet coming up soon. I'm really leaving away my old life, starting a whole new life. We're going to a full liquid diet for the first week, and the very last day that I'm on this diet, it has to be a full clear liquid diet. So I'm going to kind of show you guys what I did, how I prepared, and as well as some of the things I'm going to show you guys of what I plan on using myself throughout this diet. I just wanted to start out by saying this is all what my doctor recommended for me. You have to see what your doctor recommends. Sometimes they recommend maybe going on a 2-week diet post pre-op. Some even may up to a month of a diet, because the ultimate goal here is to shrink that liver, to give your surgeon the most possible means of success for this surgery. We've got to shrink that liver, get it off the stomach so he has a lot of room. You don't want to play around with this step. I've watched many videos just like this one, and there's a lot of people that say, hey, I've cheated. I've cheated here or there. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to stay strict at what it is. Day in and day out, I'm going to be updating you guys every step of the way. For me, I want to make sure I'm giving my surgeon the most possible rules of success for me. That way there's not a lot of hiccups, I mean, if we're really having our life in the balance here, I don't want to play around with that, okay? Let's go into the pre-op diet here and what I plan on doing. The very first thing that I want to talk about that I have here is actually just water, right? If you guys don't have a good relationship with water right now, you might want to start having a good relationship with water. This will be your biggest key to success. Water, water, water. And you can do a lot of things with this. I like just drinking plain water myself, but there's things like Crystal Light out there, or that Mio stuff that you can squirt in here to help with some more flavor if you would like. I just like really cold water, and I have seen some videos out there to where they said sometimes they can handle the cold water. Sometimes they have to have the room temperature type of water. Their stomach kind of goes all over the fritz, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that I can tolerate the cold water, because that's what I like to do. Other than the water that I would like to do, because I really don't like the Crystal Light and I don't like the Mio. If I wanted a little bit of difference, we have the Powerade Zero here. These are the two that I like right here. This one is the white cherry, and this one is the fruit punch. You want to make sure it says 0 sugar on it, because you want to make sure that's something you can have. The regular Powerades and regular Gatorades aren't going to work. You can do Gatorade Zero as well. I just kind of prefer the Powerades myself, so that's something that I'm going to do with these. But we'll put those over to the side. Now I'm going to kind of give you guys some tips and tricks that I found from other people as well, and I hope it works really good for me. The biggest tip that I want to give everybody here is, if you have time before your surgery, if you know your surgery date, and before you start your pre-op diet, start trying all these foods and these drinks that you may not know if you're going to like or not. Now, could it change after surgery? People say your taste buds change a little bit, but at least before surgery, you want to see what you can manage. You want to set yourself up for success for this week or 2 week or 1 month, whatever your surgeon has in place for you, that you have to be on this type of liquid diet. So you want to try some things to make sure you can handle it. There's plenty of things that I tried out there that I was like, no sir, can't have. So make sure you're doing that. First thing I want to talk about here is a lot of people get the beef broth or the chicken broth, whatever you can handle. These are good. I like to put in things that I make, but I'm not necessarily big on just dumping this into a cup or a bowl and drinking that. So a little bit of a hack that I found from somebody else on the internet is, instead of just pouring this, if you want a little bit more flavor in there, you can get things like this fat-free chicken noodle soup and boil it in this. So just put it in a pot and get it really hot, and then strain it out and just use liquid. This one's just the 99% fat-free chicken noodle soup here, and this one that's really good is the roasted chicken noodle soup here. Both of these are so good from Progresso. I just put it in the pot, I heat it up really good, and then I strain it, and then I tried it to make sure that it's something that I like. And these two are the bomb.com for me, so these are going to be a lifesaver for me. So instead of going in there and getting the beef broth or the chicken broth from Swanson and just drinking it like this, I just think this is way more packed with flavor, and it's going to be completely fine for you, okay? It's not cheating or anything. It's completely up to you. This works better for me. Let me know down in the comments if you tried something, if you prefer the other way, or maybe something else that you like to talk about. Now that we're kind of moving along, going through some other things we kind of like, This right here is going to be something that's going to be big for me on the full liquid diet. Can't have this on the clear diet because this isn't part of the clears, but once you're in the full diet still for that, it's going to be, I like the Oikos 000 yogurt. And you want to get the vanilla, you want to get the plain, or you want to get the blueberry. They have others out there like the mixed berry, the strawberry, the peach, and etc. But those have way more sugar supposedly for this one, from what they're telling me. I don't know. They told me that I can have one of the three here because it's pretty much the sugar count. But these are really good, something I like. And another brand that I don't know if you guys know about, I haven't tried it yet, and I want to try it. I found this today. It's called Ratio Protein. It's got 25 grams of protein in it to just 3 grams of sugar. So as opposed to this one, Oikos, what do you have? This has 5 grams of sugar and it has 15 grams of protein, opposed to this one, which is 25 grams of protein and only 3 grams of sugar. So I'm going to try this one out and see if I like this one. Not sure if I'm going to like it, but I know I like the Oikos. Just tell you guys about that. I like the chocolate pudding out there. The sugar-free chocolate pudding from Jello is really good. These guys, and then the actual Jello. This is, I think, the black cherry Jello. You get this, the sugar-free. You want to make sure it says sugar-free on it, but I can't tell the difference. I really can't tell the difference between sugar-free Jello and regular Jello, or sugar-free pudding and regular pudding. Maybe I'm crazy. Put it down in the comments. I'd like to know what you guys think. Can you guys tell the difference when you guys eat this stuff? I'm not sure if you can or not. I know I can. And then one of the biggest things, or I can't tell the difference. And one of the biggest things is going to be your protein, right? So you need to get, all in total, 64 ounces, fluid ounces a day of some type of liquid or waters or anything like that. We're going for 64 fluid ounces, and we're looking from 60 to 80 grams of protein. And the way to get your protein is you're going to probably 2 to 3 times a day. You want to have some type of supplemental protein shake to it. There's tons out there that you can try. There's actual powders. The ones that I found works the best is the Premier Protein. I'm sure if you guys have been watching any videos around here, you're probably familiar with Premier Protein, and this stuff is so good. I like it really cold. Once it gets to room temperature, I'm like, no, sorry, I don't like this anymore. But if you can get this super cold, it's really good. Now, there's plenty of flavors out there. I know a lot of people get the salted caramel because they like to mix it with their coffee. I don't do coffee, but I've tried all the other ones. I've tried the caramel, I've tried the vanilla, I've tried the banana cream, peaches and cream. They even have root beer and all these other ones. I don't like them because they're way too sweet. Sweet. Can't really do that. But I found that the chocolate's really not too sweet. If you get it really cold, it goes down really easy. And if it's around Christmas time, I know my Sam's had it, but it's kind of the chocolate one, but it's a limited edition. It's like the mint chocolate. It's so good. It tastes like an Andes mint. I don't know if you guys like Andes mints or not. They're one of my favorite things to eat. And it's just a limited edition winter mint chocolate, and it tastes phenomenal. But Premier Protein is going to be my main protein source. It's 30 grams of protein per serving, and it's a whole container for a serving. So 30 grams of protein, 3 of these a day, probably one for breakfast, one for lunch, and then maybe one for a snack, not including my dinner. So I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner yet. Really not that far into it yet, but I'm trying to piece it together how I want to do my my meal preps and my meal plans on what I'm going to do with that. So there's some other things that you can do as well. They want to say there's something called the 15-5 rule, where you don't want more than 15 grams of carbs, and you don't want any more of 5 grams of total fat. And the other 15-5 rule is kind of like you must have at least 15 grams of protein per 100 calories. So once you start putting things together, you can work with your surgeon, you can work with your nutritionist, and figure out what works best for you. Make sure you stand in all these kind of guidelines. There's a lot going on, but just focus, right? Because right now you're not used to all this, and you're probably going, oh my gosh, there's just so much to remember, all these numbers. That's okay. Just take a second, take a deep breath. You can figure it out no matter what it is. So other things that I have written down here that was available for me to have during this liquid state that I really don't care for: decaf, sugar-free tea or coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I think they allow you up to 16 ounces of coffee a day. But a lot of people, they'll take the black coffee and then they'll take a Premier Protein shake, the salted caramel kind, and they'll mix them together, and supposedly it's really good. But then again, I don't do coffee. What else we have down here? Any diet juices? Like I'm pretty sure like the no sugar added like ocean sprays and stuff like that is totally fine. The Propel or the vitamin water zero is good, not really my cup of tea. I mentioned earlier the Crystal Light or the Mio additives into your water, but me, I just like plain water. I drink it all the time. That's what I want. We have fat-free milk or Diet VA Splash. Tomato soup is another good thing. And then, like I said before, the day before the surgery, they want you on the clear liquids. So the day before surgery, I'm either gonna have broth, I'm gonna have water, or I'm gonna have Powerade Zero. That's pretty much what I'm gonna limit myself to the day before. Probably have this for maybe lunch or for dinner. Just drink a bunch of water and get full. Other than that, I know this is just a small video. I wanted to go over what I was doing to help prepare myself for VSG surgery. Again, you want to make sure you're trying all these beforehand and make sure that's something that you can do for a week. The last thing you want to do is get to that last week and you're like, hey, let me try a Premier shake and see if I like it. Well, if you don't like it, now you're up Poops Creek already because you're already in your liquid diet. Now you gotta go find something else you gotta shove down your pipe hole. So just make sure you're looking at these things, making sure it's something you'd like to do, like to eat. Try all these yogurts. That's what I'm doing. I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm gonna try it. All that before it steps up. I have roughly around 5.5 weeks before my surgery. So I decided to put this video out here to kind of show you guys how I'm better preparing. Maybe it'll help you guys prepare as well before you guys go through your surgery. Leave me comments below. Let me know how you best prepared for your surgery. I'm really intrigued to find more people out there that may be going through VSG surgery. Maybe some tips and tricks you guys have for me. That would be great as well. Or if you're not going to have surgery and you just want to support me, leave a comment down below and say, just root us on. Because we're gonna get there. You know, we're making a huge change in our life. It's gonna be for the better. It's a major surgery, but if you take it serious, step by step, do what you're supposed to do, success is the only thing that we can find there, guys. But that's not it. I know you guys like this video, but if you'd like to see what led to my decision to have VSG surgery in the first place, just click this video here and you can see all how it started. See all you guys on the next video. Later.